right, so welcome to another beautiful episode of Billionaire Habit podcast with me, Stephen Akintayo. And today I have a fantastic guest. You will not believe where we're having to do this podcast because, one would have expected I would have done this in Nigeria. But hey, we're doing this live here in Houston, and he's here for an event. And just said, you know what, let's shoot here in Houston. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't need introduction. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. How is that? Yeah. You are a veteran of podcasts. I can't imagine how many you've done by now.
I've lost count. We keep getting it. I think when one goes viral,
yes,
new setup, everybody wants to know this guy gets the crowd. Let's invite him. This is my thought this week alone.
Wow, even here in Houston, podcast is chasing.
So in Atlanta, they had to come. Somebody was pursuing came to the house. Somebody is also. It's just, well, it's good. Every opportunity we have to be a blessing. We take advantage of it.
Yes.
So just make a difference because. One of the things I've come to realize is if you do not speak, then error and garbage becomes the order of the day. And sometimes people say, oh, why do you do this? You're a pastor, I said, look, if you don't go there, they will keep churning out all kinds of negative content. So every opportunity we have, we use it to be a blessing. We use timely technology to preach the timeless truth.
Timely technology to preach the timeless truth. That's really powerful. For me, I think we'll just go straight. This is not the first time hosting you, and there's so much development. Let me start with your message on tithing. It's gone viral now. And you talked about how pastors emphasize on 10% and forget to talk to people on how to manage the remaining 90%. You are among few other pastors that begin to help balance the conversation around giving, around tithing, and just to balance it, because we are beginning to move from the days of you go to hell if you don't tithe to hey, it should be from a place of love, it should be from a place of giving. Now the question, because I've heard somebody raise this in a recent podcast, he said, and they were asking themselves, some billionaires are claiming that they made it because of God. And the particular person happened to be a pastor too and said, well, so that something worked for you doesn't mean it's not right. So my question is, straight answer, can you make it, as a result of God's help? Or you don't need God's help to make it financially now?
Everybody on earth needs the help of God because everybody on earth is a creation of God. And because everyone on earth is a creation of God and did not create themselves, whatever they do, whether they are conscious of God or not, it is still God doing it. It is, as a minister, when they were telling us that it is not by education, it is by revelation. And they were telling us, forsake all and follow Him.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that left school year 3, final year. Some people abandoned their business to follow God. And I was in that group of, let's just serve God with all our life. But when I started church, and I became a general overseer and coach, like they used to say, Father, Papa, 1995, I sat down. And I was at home jobless. I went to school, I had my degree. I'm the firstborn of my family. I'm now sitting down, 13 members. And then when people are leaving to go to work, they'll come and drop key for me. Pastor, please help us hold the queue. That when the children come. Then some people are going out and say, Pastor, please. They have going.
Yes.
These are going here. He's going to, he's only reaching, let me connect him. So I sat down and asked myself, maybe this is my life. I'm called, I'll be collecting change for people, helping people to hold key. And then, the way they taught us, we'll just have a table in your office, even if it's in your parlor, start your foot and dress up, go there, pray, study. And now discover that praying 5 hours is not as easy as that. Sometimes I will pray, I will think I've done 2 hours when I check the time. Study, I will sleep, wake up. watch TV. So I realized that this is not, something is wrong.
Yeah.
So I had to go and begin to ask God by myself, God, it's full-time thing.
Yes.
And that's when I discovered that most of what we're doing is full-time foolishness. You don't go into full-time until you answer full.
Come on.
So many pastors, you have 12 members, 26 members, you see you are doing full-time, you are either jobless, lazy, or you end up stealing online. Because what income will 12 people bring that will take care of them, talk less of taking care of your family? Go and get a job. So you don't go into full-time ministry until your hands are full. Yeah. The real definition of full-time ministry is that ministry should be your primary assignment, yes, not your only assignment. Yes. So, and many of the ministries that were teaching us, oh, you abandon everything, later they now came again to say, okay, you can now do by vocational. At the point they say, okay, it's not by education. Later they say, if you didn't go to school, you are not controlled. We have seen a lot of changes. A lot of changes happen. Yeah. So I see a lot of pastors today. So Christians listening, know God for yourself, read the Bible for yourself, because when you know the truth, you can even detect the lie. Because the people you are listening to today may come tomorrow to say they have repented.
I'm sorry, I think one happened.
They will come say they have repented. They told me it's a lie. We have people that told us television is devil's box. When we are supposed to take over in media, we say it's the devil's box. Now we are all buying airtime from the same millions. When we are supposed to take over in entertainment, we say this world is not our own. Now we have lost our children to entertainment world. People will raise the church, the devil has taken over. When we are supposed to take over in the economy, we say this world is not our own. We are passing by now. We can't run businesses. We are being employed by sons of Billionaire. That at the time too, the church is not getting the kingdom message. And so it starts with pastors. Once the pastor gets it right, you can now teach people. But if people know the truth for themselves, they study the word for them. When you are preaching, they are brilliant Christians, they can do that one. That's pastors, so this one, that's not Bible. Yeah. It doesn't, because we have biological fathers, we know that our fathers are not perfect. We know the mistakes of our fathers. When fathers say, we know that, that's that, we know, but they will stay with the truth. He said, follow me as I follow Christ. True. The day I stop following Christ, continue to follow me. And that's what I tell my people. Read the Bible for yourself. So we have a culture, Bible 1 year. You read the Bible every year. Genesis to Revelation, they will do different translations. So you will know the Bible. So when I'm talking, you know that, yes, this man is connected. Or you are hearing the same thing. Deep is calling to deep. Not that you are coming to do for one superstar to help explain God to you. Say your father is not grandfather. There are no grandfather in the Lord. God does not have grandchildren. We have children of God direct. But when you are trying to put a mediation between you and God, you create problem when there's no problem. So really, it's a complex situation that is also very simple if we are learning to do it the way it's supposed to be done. So it starts with the pastor. The pastors will come, get to know the truth, and begin to teach people the truth and put a balance to it. Because word education takes time. So it's not something you just say, okay, you got the revelation, you practice it. It takes time. And if you stay with it, everyone can become the best version of themselves.
Important. So another question, may not be related. Where is the balance between business principles that work in business and principles of when it comes to ministry? And I'm asking this question because I've seen a trend you're a pastor, and I've seen a trend in ministries where it's becoming so competition. And it's quite dangerous. I'm seeing things that even those of us who are co-entrepreneurs in circular are not even doing. You know, as the son of my son, this one must be doing fake miracle, and this one, I ordain him, and this one is this. I mean, it just goes petty. It looks as if even among the so-called reigning pastors, you also see this one is not necessarily talking to this one. This one will not speak the day you are doing coverage. You even put them on same flyer. This one will not speak the day this one is speaking. One will even say, if you are inviting this one, me, I'm not coming. And I'm getting to that point. And these are people, young people are following. Because I'm a church boy. I mean, a lot of people may not know, but trust me, I'm a church boy to the core. And some of these things were probably why I just decided to stick to business and just left ministry for ministry. How do we make sure the right business principles can be applied in personal business enterprise, but we also don't bring those competition that are good for business but not in ministry?
One of the things we need to understand is the fact that ministry is both an organism and an organization.
Okay.
As an organism is a living, breathing being that functions based on the spirit and the life of God.
Yeah.
As an organization, it is a business that will run like a business organization. Luke 2, Jesus Christ said, "Don't you know I must be about my Father's business?" Acts chapter 6, verse 3 and 4. Let us look for men that will put over this business so that we can focus on the organism. So, ministry is business. It is a business of soul winning and transformation of life. And the organizational aspect of it requires you to understand people management, project management, crisis management, financial management. So, what you are calling principles, whether it is church or business, they are God principles.
True.
The difference between the secular, if we use that word, and the spiritual is the heart and the fruit. You are not doing it from the heart of competition to kill or destroy this one. You are doing it from a heart of collaboration and inspiration. But say covet earnestly the best. You say, and that come my brother, Lord, grace me. Not that, no, Lord, let him get into a crisis. Let there be a rumor about him. Let his ministry die. Let him. So it's the principles are the same. So the principles of running any organization is the same. So to succeed in ministry, therefore, you need the heart of a shepherd and the mind of a businessman. So that business mind will help you to be able to manage people, manage crisis, manage finances, manage projects, manage seasons, manage the organization, plan, execute, which are my bigger principles. Then the heart helps you to put people above profit, people above project, people above property, people above propaganda, people above personalities. So what you see when you say this one is against this one, there's a difference between the divinity of a man and the humanity of a man.
Okay.
I'm a pastor.
Yes.
I'm a Christian and I'm anointed. When I'm standing on that pulpit, I'm functioning in my divinity as a man that is called of God, being used of God. When I come down from that pulpit, I'm a man. I have a wife, I have children, I eat, I have sex.
I can be petted.
I can. So what people don't understand is that they now carry that divinity of the man.
Yes.
We are called men of God.
Yes.
Remove God, we are all human beings.
Yes.
So the fact that somebody is a man of God does not mean he doesn't have his own humanity. That humanity has weaknesses. It has excesses. It has things that still needs to be worked upon in his own life. But because he raised the dead yesterday, or he opened blind eyes, you now think that he can be a good husband. No, he can be a good father. No. It may not be. He may fail in marriage, fail in finance, fail in relationship, fail in business. But he's anointed.
So I should lower our expectation from
so you need to now understand that all these things you are saying, these people are human beings. No, that's the humanity of the man of God, the humanity of the prophet. They are exhibiting their humanity, which shows their level of maturity. A man can be a spiritual giant and an emotional dwarf. A man can be a spiritual giant, yet he lacks emotional intelligence. Most of these men of God that you are seeing that have great, they are not people, they don't have people skill. They don't have emotional intelligence. They can't manage people. Go to their office, see their staff, see people working with. They can't manage people. Many of them lose credible people, they lose quality people. When they now grow old, they are left with charlatans because only people that say yes, man, they can't handle strong people because they are spiritual giants, but emotional dwarfs. They have not developed their emotional part of them. Many pastors don't go for leadership conference. They don't have leadership skill. They don't have management skill, but they have anointed skills. So that is why we have all these things, because all these things you are mentioning is a sign of the humanity of these people. They are just human beings that have refused to grow up.
But how do we balance it? Because it affects young babies.
Take the divinity and forget humanity, because there is nobody on earth that is perfect. It's because you have not known. There is nobody. I have worked with the great and the great all over the world, including me, that have seen that I am not perfect. So when you see me and I'm angry, I say, this one can get angry. If things don't work, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing it? I want to say, you'll be shocked, this part of God. So that's why you hear people say it's better to love and appreciate men of God from afar. Because you now honor the divine. You come close to the humanity. You may not like what you see. When Jesus was alive, he had humanity. But only those that were close to him saw his humanity. Do you understand now?
But why are many not saying this part? Because if a lot of great men of God communicate this aspect, it will help the members to know that, okay.
Yeah, but if they don't communicate, that means why are you not studying the Bible and studying life by yourself? It's because you are the one putting unrealistic expectations on people. Jesus Christ slept, he wept, he was his children, he got lost, the parents were, you don't know, we saw it in Jesus.
Yeah.
When Jesus was in the boat, he was sleeping, they had to go and wake him up and say, oh God, we did bury you. That's Jesus. Jesus was at a point in his life when he got to a place with his 12 disciples. He said, hold on. He went with 3. When he went with 3, he told them what he didn't tell the other. He said, guys, pray for me. Christine, I don't know. I don't think I want to die. But after talking to the 3, he went again to focus on God because only God cannot fail you.
Yes.
Now, he went first time, second time, that was his humanity. When he wept, it was humanity. When he ate, it was humanity. When he slept, it was humanity. He's a human being. So we need to understand this reality that these people are human. And when you now expect somebody to operate like a spirit 24/7, you are the one that has problem. How will they take care of their wife and children? I do school run, I go to take my child to school, I do work, I go for PTA. So will I go there and be speaking in tongues? No, I'm in Father here now. We go to game, we do all kinds of we are not in there now. Doing Nation Plus holiday. We've gone to Planet or whatever. We play game. We've done things like we've done bowling. We've gone to bowling. We've done bowling. If you see me bowling, I say it's that. I'm a father. I mean, also I watch movie. I've done yesterday. I see what movie with my wife. We laugh. That's the humanity. But because we only see divinity and we now want to tie them to that divinity. So when you now get close to the people, look at Moses. When he was on the top of the mountain, Joshua was outside fighting. Moses was on the top, Joshua did not know what was happening. When his hands were tired, Aaron and all held the hand. All those supernatural behind the scenes things, Joshua was not aware. The day Joshua will now discover that Moses can be tired, he will be shocked. Tired. I didn't know that. So many people, they have seen the divinity and they don't know the humanity. And then when you now reveal your humanity, they now abuse it, they use it because they don't understand it's not anointed. They will now be going to people that will be deceiving them. Do you know there are people today that don't know how old their pastor are? Even for your member to know your age, they don't talk of age because they want to keep proving that they are one special person. They don't talk of challenges that they are going through. That everything is everything is working. You are just deceiving people. Tell people the way it is. Faith does not deny fact.
Come on. I love that.
There's a difference between faith, foolishness, and presumption. And faith goes with a plan.
Come on.
So the fact that you are living in faith does not mean you should not say the fact. This is the fact. But we believe, based on our faith in God and our work with God, that God can help us overcome it. And that's the way we work. In this world, you will have tribulation. You are either coming out of one, you are in one, or you are about to enter one. So to keep making people believe that everything is working, everything is fine, is deception, and it gives people false hope. Because Jesus did not even promise that in this world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer and overcome the world.
Wow, guys, this is the end of part 1. I'll have to do part 2 with him because we really just can't finish this. Okay, so we'll have to do part 2. Thank you again. This is a wonderful episode, the Billionaire Habits podcast, and I'm happy that part 1 is focused more on pastors, because ministers, and because I know many of them will watch this because of him. And it's good to start with our leaders to really get it right. We'll be back for part 2.